Okay, the fourth lightning round question is profit playbook. When it comes to SaaS pricing, what is the right approach to maximize profit while not alienating your customers?
I think one of the biggest things, one of the core tenets that I always say to people is that you need to meet your customers where they are.
Mm,
And I run into companies all the time that basically say, look, we have a ton of, small market stuff, but we don't want those anymore. We want to go up market. And so they'll remove their lowest package, or they'll price it to the point where those people can't buy anymore because they don't want to serve them. And constraints make a really lovely game. I find I often challenge them that I basically share with them, like, there's a demand curve here. There's a problem that you solve, and there's certain types of people that are willing to pay for it. And all along that curve, there's different price points. And so what can you offer them at what price that is still good business for you? You've proven that you already have hundreds of these customers, or whatever it happens to be. How can you continue to serve them? And so once
mhm.
we start talking about the area under that line, that demand curve of people like willing to pay, we can really start to unpack. The light kind of goes on. It's like, oh, right, I can capture this revenue. And I've seen this before. People go, I want to go up market. And I'm like, everybody wants to go up market until they go up market. It's like Mike Tyson. Everybody's
Right.
got a plan until you get punched in the face, right? It's like everyone wants to
So
go up
expensive.
market. And then
Yeah.
people who are up market go, oh, we want to go down market.
Right. Exactly. Right.
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 And
And
so
looking for growth.
there's no silver
Yeah.
bullet here. There's just
Yeah.
serving people where they are. And you've got to
Yeah.
figure out a way to do that and make sure your unit economics work. Now, having said that, Apple's a really, really good example of this. I think there's an iPhone at pretty much every $50 price point, spanning from about, I don't
Hmm.
know, four or $500 all the way up to $3,000. I think you can probably
Right.
find an iPhone for everyone's budget right along that line. At
Right.
least that's the way it
Right.
used to be. It was very metered. If you mapped it out, it was almost like a perfect curve. And so they've captured every segment of that willingness to pay with the right product for those people. Not everybody needs an
Mhm.
iPhone Pro Max,
Yeah.
right? Everybody wants,
Yeah.
some people need the iPhone SE. That's all they
Yeah.
need. And
Yeah. Yeah.
so let's meet people where they are. And it's the same thing and true in B2B SaaS. You got
Hmm.
to have an ICP. You got to have people that you really target and service well. But that doesn't mean that you cut off a big segment just because you want to go after another segment. You need to figure out how to efficiently serve that group. That's how I look at it usually.
And I think that's one of the things when SaaS companies in particular are growing from that 10 million to 70, $100 million is how do you think about expansion through segments or by regions or by capabilities? So now you've either built into a new category, you've bought a new company, a new capability through M&A. Is now you have a lot more complexity that you're dealing with. And to your point is really understanding for each of those that Venn diagram overlap, what is the value that you're offering and what is the appropriate price. And so going back to our other conversation, really it's about pricing as a discipline and how do you be intentional about it. And you don't have to do it all in, every month, but it's how do you have an unfolding conversation with your customers about the value you're delivering and their willingness to pay. And I think that's where you dial in that pricing strategy.
Absolutely. 100%. I think that's a key element of all of this. And like you said, it comes down to the product side ultimately. I actually think, I have a core tenet: pricing is product and product is pricing. Those things,
Ah,
they can't be separated. And while
right.
the function is a cross-functional group,
Yep.
ultimately, the product, we can't make pricing decisions without knowing what the product can do, and we can't make product decisions without knowing the pricing, how we're going to price it. So they're all very, very coupled together, and it's ultimately how we deliver value to our customers. And so I think that's a big piece to it.